Well, hey folks, Real Honestly with Jim Riddlin, my review of New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 13 event. Big thumbs up. Honestly, tremendous show, tremendous main event. Not everything was perfect, but a lot of this card was really goddamn good. I think it was better than last year's. There'd be a poll above my head. Let me know what you guys think. Big thank you as always to Jim for sending me this, by the way. I really do appreciate it. Big thank you to everybody that has interacted with me throughout the years, but especially the last year. This is my 1 year anniversary of reviewing New Japan Wrestling live. Love interacting with every single fellow wrestling fan. From one fellow wrestling fan to all you guys, thank you guys so much. And this is what wrestling is about. It was a really fun event. The dome was good and full, or I mean, at least for like the capacity that they were trying to fill. I think it was like near 40,000. It was like 38,000 plus, which is really good. It's the most they've had in a Tokyo Dome show in a while, I believe. Kevin Kelly, Chris Charlton, and not Rocky Romero, but Don Callis on commentary. Rocky Romero on commentary would have actually been pretty interesting, but he did make an appearance just in a match later. They did really well. Don Callis, with the exception of going a little bit too heelish sometimes, okay, it was still fine. And we start off with the gauntlet match, which was the Never Openweight Never Openweight Contenders 6-man gauntlet match. That's easy for me to say. You get Yujiro Takahashi, Hangman Page, Mari Skrull starting off against Jeff Cobb, Yuji Nagata subbing in for Michael Elgin, and David Finlay. Good stuff, good exchanges. Chase Owens ends up costing his team the match because that's what Chase Owens does. Yujiro gets rolled up, Chase and Hangman are fighting and everything, and Chase is upset, and all that happens. And then, so Finlay ends up rolling up Yujiro, and then they advance and face off against Goto and the Best Friends. The Best Friends end up doing some dives. Goto and Cobb renew their rivalry that they had from the G1 special. I would love to see them as a team. I would honest to God love to see them as a team. They would be tremendous as a team. They do target Nagata. Finlay does end up pinning Chucky T after Chucky T misses the moonsault. So Finlay's gotten the pin over two guys, and now his team has advanced pretty much to the middle. And here comes Suzuki and KES. And it doesn't end well. Suzuki and Nagata do reignite their rivalry from like years past. And that was really cool. Two of the hardest hitting guys, two of the older guys on the New Japan roster, but my God, they really hit hard. Good stuff though. KES ends up hitting the killer bomb. 1, 2, 3. Finlay gets pinned. That team had a really good showing. And there we go. 1, 2, 3. Then Yano, Makabe, and Taguchi are the final team, because there was only 5 teams in this whole thing. And my pick was Suzuki and KES, and I was almost right, except I wasn't. You get Makabe and Suzuki having a brief skirmish. Yano does his usual antics and everything, and the finish, Makabe is Makabe is distracting Archer and Davey Boy Smith Jr. Double low blow by Yano. He rolls up Davey Boy Smith Jr. for the 1, 2, 3. So Yano, Makabe, and Taguchi face off against the Guerrillas of Destiny and Taiji Ishimori on New Year's Dash for the Never Openweight 6-man tag titles. And I think what they honestly should do, switch the titles, get them on some fresh bodies, and see if we can rebuild these titles. Because honestly, it's not that the Guerrillas of Destiny and Ishimori aren't good athletes. They're great athletes. But you can only keep titles on somebody for so long. If you just let them stagnate, then you got to switch them and possibly reignite them with some fresh feuds. So we'll see what happens. That was good stuff, though, for what it was. I would have preferred a New Japan Rumble, but still, this was a fun match. One thing I do want to point out is whenever they did overhead shots of like the ring, it made the ring look like it was about 5 feet wide. It made it look it made it look like a postage stamp in the middle of a sea. It was just really odd. But there were some announcements of a lot of big shows coming up that New Japan's going to do this year. Obviously, the New Japan Cup, Best of Super Juniors, G1. G1 is going to kick off in Dallas on July 6th. They're going to have a show in London August 31st, I believe. They're going to have 2 events in the Tokyo Dome January 4th and 5th of next year. That's going to be Wrestle Kingdom 14 and New Year's Dash in the Tokyo Dome. They're going big. They're going big, and I hope that both shows do very well. Then we get a card rundown, great video packages, and kickoff with Kota Ibushi and Will Ospreay for the Never Openweight Championship. Very good stuff. Little let down by the ending because Kota seemed to be legit hurt, or maybe he wasn't, I'm not sure. But he was stretchered out, so we'll see. But before that, there were so many great moments here, so forgive me if I can't recap them all. But Kota does the attempted moonsault to the outside, and Ospreay just kicks him. Great counter there. Great chops and strikes. Great exchanges. Great stuff where, hey, I'm going to try this. There was this great corkscrew moonsault that Ibushi hit. Because of course he did. There was this point where I'm going to powerbomb you. I'm going to powerbomb you. I'm going to powerbomb you. And Spanish fly by Ospreay. Kota ends up bleeding from the nose because at one point during this one spot, his face just kind of falls right on the top of the ring post. And his nose is bleeding and stuff. Beautiful German suplex, just where Kota just fucking deadlifts and just destroys Ospreay by lifting him over the ropes and to the ring. Just unbelievably great core strength. But there was this really, really nasty finish where, like right near the finish, where Ospreay, like Kota's facing away from him and he goes for the strike. And I don't know if his elbow caught the back of his head or what, but it looked really bad. And Kota seemed like he was out. Not necessarily dead weight, but he was pretty damn out. What ended up happening is you get a Stormbreaker for the 1, 2, 3. This was a really, really good match and a great way to kick off the show. I don't know if my expectations were too high, but it met my expectations. The ending let me down a little bit. Not because I didn't want Will Ospreay to win, but just because, oh God, that's it. But hopefully Kota's going to be okay. Hopefully it's not a concussion. Hopefully maybe he just got knocked loopy, but it's nothing serious. And it was just a precaution. And he'll be back for New Year's Dash tomorrow. Regardless, hopefully Kota Ibushi recovers if it is anything serious. Will Ospreay is your new never open weight champion. The first of many titles that got switched. Kota did end up being stretchered out. Again, hope he's okay. And now for the quickest match on the show. Roppongi 3K versus Shingo and Bushi versus Kanemaru and El Desperado for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. And really, with the exception of Shingo and Sho having a brief skirmish, which is a nice singles program I would not mind seeing later in the year. This was dives. There was some good stuff. There was an attempted Centauri surprise by Kanemaru spitting the alcohol and Ibushi trying to miss, but both got thwarted. But Shingo and Yo were pretty much the focus, or Shingo and Sho rather were the focus here. Rocky Romero was of course out there with Roppongi 3K. But Sho ends up getting pinned after the Last of the Dragon for the 1, 2, 3. Shingo and Bushi are the new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. It's the right call because honestly, Shingo and Bushi should have won. LIJ did really, really well on this night. They kind of had a rebirth here, so to speak. Especially after the stuff that happened with Hiromu with the G1 special last July. They weren't rudderless, but it was nice to see them, really get some big moments here at Wrestle Kingdom, especially on such a big stage. Where the world was watching. The world was watching so much that I had to struggle to get on the website right away. That actually apparently people were having issues because the servers were freaking cooked. And I was able to watch a feed, but there were some that weren't. So I apologize to anybody, I'm sorry to anybody, not that it's my fault, but I'm sorry to anybody if you weren't able to watch the show live. Really, really good. It was a really, really good show. So hopefully you can catch a replay of it. But still, Shingo and Bushi got the victory. It was what it was. Quick match, though. I think it was 7-8 minutes. And then we get Zack Sabre Jr. versus Tomohiro Ishii for the Rev Pro British Heavyweight Championship, and this was good. Ishii had taken the title from Sabre Jr. earlier in the year, or earlier last year, then lost to Suzuki and then regained it from Suzuki soon after. And what do you think you were going to get with this? And apologies for my voice, by the way. I've been up for 21 hours, so I'm sorry, but I'm doing my best to power through this because I want to do this review. Great wrestling. Sabre Jr. focused on the arm, as you would expect, with great submission moves. Ishii just hitting like a tank and flying around pretty damn good for a big guy and somebody who's built so low to the ground. He was hitting some good moves though. When Sabre Jr. wasn't able to get the submission skills, use the submission skills, he was getting tossed around like crazy. But there was a nice superplex spot where Sabre Jr. kind of rolled through and did an arm wrench. Brutal looking arm wrench. Looked like he might have broken his arm. He didn't because Sabre Jr. is professional. But then we get strikes. We get some good strikes and everything. Some good exchanges. But Ishii ends up getting trapped in like a double arm maneuver, double like octopus, and he ends up tapping out and ends up giving up. So Zack Sabre Jr. is your new Rev Pro British Heavyweight Champion, and he gets a new belt, new shiny belt. Old belt looked cool, new belt looks even cooler. Then we get Evil and Sonata versus Young Buck versus the Guerrillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga, and Tanga Loa, with Bad Luck Fale and Jado at ringside. And apparently, like GOD, Guerrillas of Destiny, they have Tama Tonga, Tanga Loa have a new theme, and apparently they want to dress up like Iron Man Power Rangers. Whatever, cool. It was what it was. I liked the new theme. It was good guy Tama Tonga. Guess he didn't want to break the rules. I don't know what the deal here is. It's like a New Year's resolution that I don't think it's going to last very long. Evil does attack Matt's back. Does this beautiful, really, really cool thing where he like, it's almost a callback to like when Muda did it to Hogan. Like he ran to like almost the end of the stage and then ran and clotheslined Matt. And Matt had that bad back and everything. So he got like taken out for a bit. There was some cool dives and some cool double teaming and everything. Tama Tonga still not wanting to break the rules, weirdly. I don't think this is going to last very long, but it was still pretty cool to see. Everybody else seemed confused by it, and even Fale and Jado got involved, but got thwarted. Sonata at one point diving about 50 times, actually it was 4, but just hitting some ridiculous moves, really, really doing some good stuff. I really did enjoy it. Good near falls of Tama Tonga hitting a spear at one point, but some finishers that did not lead to the pinfall, except when you had a moonsault from Sonata for the 1, 2, 3, and I believe it was Nick or Matt that got pinned. One of the Bucks did get pinned. Not shocking since All Elite Wrestling is legit. And the Bucks, they may make appearances in Japan. I don't know if this will be fully it, but this is probably their last appearance for a while. Good stuff though. Really, 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 really did enjoy this. And then we get Cody Ibushi would actually be more interesting. Cody versus Juice Robinson for the IWGP US Championship. Very, very enjoyable. They tried to make this more personal, though. It was a good match. It was not a great match. It was enjoyable, though. They tried to make this more personal. I didn't really buy into it. One, Juice should have never lost the US title. Cody didn't need the US title. He simply had it for about 3.5 months or just over 3 months. Did he defend it once? I can't think of one time he defended it. But anyway, he did have Jaguar colors. He was like a Jackson villain. I'm sorry for that. It was an excellent pun. It was also a terrible pun, but also an excellent one. Very good heel tactics, though. Brandy did get involved at one point. He had a nice spear on Juice, mounting him and slapping him and everything. The referee saw, wait, what are you doing? Wait, you leave. You get out of here. So, Cody and Juice have some good exchanges and everything. Crossroads by Cody. That doesn't, get him a 3. Juice even does a crossroads. That doesn't get him a 3. Some other good exchanges, some good attempts at near falls, good attempts at finishers. Juice ends up hitting 2 left hands of God, since his hand's all healed now and everything. And then hits 2 Pulp Frictions, 1, 2, 3, new U.S. champion. Every single title has changed hands now. Every single title has changed hands. It is a very, very interesting show. Unfortunately, it's not the last time that a title would change hands. In fact, spoiler alert, every title changed hands. Kushida versus Taiji Ishimori for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. And yeah, okay, I kind of spoiled it here, but you get a cool Back to the Future thing where Taguchi, because Kushida is a time splitter, and you get Taguchi as, Doc Brown, he's doing all this weird stuff, this weird technological stuff, but they have a short Kushida, a kid in a Kushida real doll face. It was actually very frightening. And then he gets on this part of the stage or whatever, and the steam rises up, and Don Callis says at one point, oh, they blew up the kid, that is awesome. And then the steam goes away, and then it's Kushida standing there. And Chris Charlton, with the line of the year, he says, hey, honey, I think I just grew a Kushida. Bravo. That man deserves all the followers for that. Really, really tremendous stuff. There was great quickness mixed with some great wrestling. As you would expect, these two tore it up with the various moves. There was a bit of a botch with that snap German that Ishimori does off the ropes, where he slides under and does it off the ropes. That was a bit of a botch, but, is what it is. I'm not going to fault these guys. But it wasn't as crisp as he has done. Really, really, like, they just had counter for everything. Good classic junior heavyweight match that showed they didn't just have to do a ton of flippy shit, but they could do some stuff when need be. They showed great agility and great wrestling, but in the end, Bloody Cross, 1, 2, 3, new champion Taiji Ishimori. They're going to lose never openweight 6-man titles tomorrow. God and Ishimori. They have to. They have to at this point. Because then maybe you can build up to maybe Tama Tonga going after a singles title or something. We'll see what happens. Still, good match between Ishimori and Kushida. And then we get Okada versus Jay White in their blood feud. Tremendous match. Tremendous storytelling. As you would expect, of course, Gato is there with Jay White. Okada, bring back the Okada Bucks in the Rainmaker gear, the Rainmaker robe, and the Rainmaker shorts, no longer Okada pants. And like I said, the Okada Bucks, he full-on Rainmaker gear, Rainmaker persona, does the Rainmaker pose, which I did while watching it. Yes, I'm a goof. But it was still very, very fun. Very personal stuff, as you would expect. Now, Gato did get involved, but it didn't factor into the finish. Jay White attempted to use a chair. That didn't work. There was plenty of counters. Okada couldn't hit the Rainmaker. Jay couldn't hit the hit the Blade Runner. There was just so many good counters, so much good personal storytelling. They really did cap off this story perfectly, at least for now. Because what happened, clean with no controversy. Blade Runner, suddenly out of nowhere, 1, 2, 3, Jay White pins Okada. That is the right call. As much as I love Okada, he's won too much at Wrestle Kingdom. Well, I mean, he's won plenty at Wrestle Kingdom. Jay White winning is the right damn call. This was very, very, very good stuff, and I really did enjoy it. This one would be on my matches of the year list because it was perfectly told. It was probably Jay White's best match. Like, it's the best match I've seen him have in a number of months. And he's had some good matches since. He had some good matches in G1. Probably his best match. Okada got a lot out of him. It's going to be interesting to see. I don't think Jay White winning the IWGP Heavyweight title this year is the right call. They could strap the rocket to him. I'm not saying I'm against it. Don't know if they should do it, but we'll see. But still really, really good. And who says Okada doesn't get his revenge eventually? Who knows? He could win the New Japan Cup. Jay White could win the New Japan Cup. We'll see what happens. But still, really good amount of counters. And the Blade Runner for 3 is the right way to go. Jericho versus Tetsuya Naito for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. No DQ. Huge pop for Naito. Nearly 40,000 people chanting Naito. That was cool. Jericho with kind of the weird Clockwork Orange thing, whatever, and spikes on his jacket. Okay. Whatever. He was cool. I think this was Jericho's best match. This was better than the match. This is equal to the match he had with Omega. There was a little less comedy bullshit in this. But Naito did attack Jericho, at the bell, this kind of stuff, attacked him outside. There was a cool pile driver on the stage. I thought Jericho's head was going to sink right into the stage, or into the entrance ramp. Then a kendo stick got introduced, and at one point, Naito did this spot where he was going to dive, but Jericho hit him. And instead of hitting him in the head, he hit him in the shoulder. But it looked like because it was so quick. Well, because they slowed down the replay, Don Callis said, getting hit in the face with a kendo stick. You can clearly see him getting hit in the shoulder. That being said, it was what it was. This was a very, very, very fun match, but one fucking brutal spot. Fucking brutal. The announcer's table, pile driver, Jericho spiking Naito. Ow. I hope Naito's okay. I hope his glorious hair is okay, but seriously, I hope his head's okay. That gave me another concussion. That was insane. That was goddamn insane. Jericho did attack for a while. Naito did eventually come back. He came swinging with the cane. Chairs got introduced in the ring. Swinging DDT on chairs. Just chair usage. They did make good use of the no DQ spot, or no DQ stipulation. I don't think anybody bled in this match. Or if they did, I don't remember. I don't think anybody bled. I think all the blood was kind of unintentional. Like, maybe not blood, or maybe not people getting busted open. It's like a couple bloody noses, I think was about it. And that was in the main event. and the never openweight title and never openweight match. So Codebreaker by Jericho, that didn't work. Codebreaker by Naito, that didn't work. I mean, well, didn't work for 3. There was a lot, Walls of Jericho, Lion Tamer, whatever you want to call it. Naito was able to get out of that stuff. Cool false finishes. Destino for 2. That didn't work, but soon after, Destino for 3. I can't do it like Kevin Kelly. No one can. But new IWGP Intercontinental Champion, Tetsuya Naito. Now, he still seemed to disrespect the belt. I'm thinking that they're probably going to actually build to him being the champion, which means, who knows, maybe Jay White wins the title, and then Naito wins the G1, and then Naito challenges at the next Wrestle Kingdom and wins it finally. Why not? But then we get to the main event, and oh, sweet Jesus, what a main event this was. And I'm really, really going to try hard to not, recap every single thing. My voice is fading and all that, but this was absolutely tremendous. Tanahashi, 20th anniversary being in wrestling. Could he do it one more time? Could he do it one more time? Omega dressed as some kind of fallen angel or something from the cast of Immortals. Which, if you're not familiar with what Immortals is, it was a weird movie. It wasn't bad, though. Omega ended up grounding Tanahashi. That's what a lot of this match was. It was a lot of him grounding Tanahashi, with Tanahashi getting very few moves in and everything. There was a lot of outside action. There was this table spot where Omega just threw Tanahashi over the announcer's table, Japanese announcer's table. And then Milano Collection AT gets knocked down, but Omega's picking up his arm, or holding his arm, hey, this guy, and Milano's like, get the fuck out of here. There was this one point where Omega does, his dive over the top, picture perfect dive, but both land with a heavy splat on that ramp. Tanahashi does finally come back, starts focusing on the knee. There was a cool Styles Clash by Tanahashi. Oh my god, Styles Clash. Everybody, the few people that I was following that were watching the Styles Clash, were all going nuts. There was a cool high fly flow spot on the table, but unfortunately Tanahashi just hit the table because Omega moved out of the way. There was some multiple powerbomb spot, but just for 2. Omega just could not put Tanahashi away. Tanahashi couldn't put Omega away. They started stealing each other's moves. Tanahashi hitting some good moves. Omega even at one point hitting the sling blade and then hitting his own version of the high fly flow. It was a poison Rana, reverse Hurricanrana. Ow. Ow. Stop doing that move, please. Ow. And Tanahashi pulling that off on Omega. Near falls aplenty. I mean, there were multiple high fly flows, and I thought, oh god, Tanahashi's going to do it, and he didn't. One wing angel attempt. Oh god, nope. Didn't hit the one wing angel. A lot of V triggers, but they were well-timed V triggers. It wasn't spamming V triggers. It wasn't like spamming a finisher in a wrestling game. They were well-timed V triggers and good psychology and everything. And Omega had plenty of opportunities to get the count-out victory or just take it where, Tanahashi couldn't get back in the ring. But he didn't want to do that. He wanted to prove that he could beat him. It ended up being his downfall. Because soon after those multiple high fly flows, I was like, oh, Tanahashi's going to go for that high fly flow and Omega's going to move out of the way. Tanahashi hits it. Oh god, we're going to do it. He's going to do it. I must have made that face so often. Just so goddamn often during this. Tanahashi with the 1, 2, 3 is the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion. My god. No one, the IWGP Heavyweight Championship has not changed hands, I think, since Wrestle Kingdom, and the Wrestle Kingdom main event, since Wrestle Kingdom 5. You know who did that? Tanahashi. I had to look that up. I had to actually look that up before the show to see that. So if I didn't see anything, if the title has changed hands since then, I apologize. Actually, now that I think about it, I thought Okada beat him for the title in the main event. Whatever. The whole point is Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom 5 won the title, and then here. And he proved that he truly was the ace. Now, this is his last run. This is where I'm going to finish. Last run for Tanahashi. His last run as a main event. As a main event draw. Because obviously his body's too beat up and everything. He still has enough to do this. I don't know if they're going to give him a year-long run. I don't know if his body can handle it. Maybe he can. because he's just that damn good, and he can will himself. But how much can you will yourself when your body eventually wants to rest? I'm gonna say A minus. I'm gonna say A minus for the moments of Tana and the possibilities of the great stories that they got going. They got some good things that they could go with. Jay White could become champion again soon. Naito could become champion again and soon. A lot of possibilities they could go with. Same with the tag division, U.S. title, Intercontinental title, all that. They could go with a whole lot of cool stuff. Junior heavyweight title. Plenty of places they could go. With so many fresh champions, who's to know what they're going to do? It's going to be interesting to see what New Year's Dash is. But anyway, that's what I have to say. What do you think? Do you agree, disagree with what I said? Leave in the comments what you guys think. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. It's been Real Honesty with John Rithlin. I'll be back for New Year's Dash, but I'm going to go to sleep. See you soon.